Hey there, YouTube. It's your favorite idiot. This is Spooticus from Fort Misery Gaming. I uploaded this video a little bit earlier and realized that the audio track had been separated, so I have to re-record the whole thing, but it's fine because I love you and I'm willing to do it, and you know what? Let's do it. Alright, so your daily checklist of things to accomplish in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of the Visions, which is an insanely long title that nobody should have to listen to, but here we are. So let's go through events, because they're going to be the most limited. So Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers is the crossover currently. These are your event stages. Each of them have a couple of stages. The regular ones you complete 3 times to finish each of the missions, and the EX ones you complete 3 times? Yeah, so the EX is 3 times and the regular one is 5. So you complete those, you do all the missions, you get to do the Tomestones of Goetia, which you can get Thancred, who is a pretty decent UR, as long as you get his shards and get them upgraded. If you don't think you're going to get them past level 3 limit break by the time the event ends, just keep them there. URs get very, very expensive past that point, and if you don't have the intention of maxing them out, don't do it. They are ridiculously expensive compared to a lot of the MRs, so you're going to run into more resource issues in the beginning than anything. At least for the next couple of days, we do have the release commemoration quest. Get that done once a day, it'll give you some goodies. Usually you can get silver or gold XP cubes out of it, which is pretty good. Daily training. You have 3 times a day for EXP squares, Gill Turtles, ore for your equipment, Growth Egg for your vision cards, Pot Chambers for your ability enhancers. Do all of these. Now, on the weekends, Gill Chamber is unlimited. So if you just want to grind it for a couple of hours or run down your stamina or something to that effect, do it, because you need money. Everybody needs money. All of your day trainings are 3 times a day normally, unless otherwise stated. Right now, the Gill Chamber rotates in and out between double rewards during the week and unlimited uses, so you can go in as many times as you want on the weekend, which is very useful to have. The other quick thing to pay attention to is your Chocobo expeditions. You can set them wherever you want. You can check unit bonuses to see how you get the most out of each expedition. So like right now it's King Leonis and Stern, and then you've got Rama and Lilith. It's not Rama, it's Ramta? I don't remember what her name is. And all these characters give you more acquisition speed for XP, and they get you more drop rates. So this is an easy way to level up characters that you're just kind of throwing. You can unlock other slots by paying gems, which I may eventually, but right now it's not a huge deal. You change the level up here. Most of these are for espers and shards. So for example, we'll go to the white one, or the water one. So Ramada, Uni, Severo, her name's Ramada. Ramada, Uni, Severo, and Zazen, you can get all of their shards one by one, though they are very rare drops, so you're not going to see them all the time. You can also get Light Blue Magicite, Water Awakening Souls, Faint Memories, Growth Eggs, a couple Experience Cubes. It's mostly Magicite, but they have some other stuff thrown in that is very helpful to have. The only one that is not strictly like Magicite based is the Adamantite one. So this one has primarily equipment-based upgrades, so stuff that you can use for crafting, stuff you can use to upgrade your equipments. It also has a lot of the Mega Crysts and stuff, which are very good for later on. You also run into a lot of the really rare upgrade materials. That's pretty much it for Chocobos. The only thing I do want to point out is that occasionally the game will alert you that you are in fever mode, where this little dude up here goes running wild across the plains. This means that your drop rates and your rarity rates go up. So then you want to try to use some of your... yeah, that's fine. You can use some of your expedition tickets, so your 2-hour, your 5-hour, your 10-hour, which will actually give you more resources than regularly spending the hour. Also, we've got that sweet, sweet Chocobo theme rendition in the background. Summon-wise, there are several things you can do a day that you should pay attention to. So outside of all of the stuff up here, your release commemoration summon is free 3 times a day, and it'll kind of update, it'll kind of have a exclamation mark on it when you're ready to go. Your video summon, you can do 3 times a day for free, and once you get to the end, you get, I think it's 200 Visior, which is your gems. So not the worst possible thing. Rare summon, usually you get a cheap Visior one. I don't really recommend that, unless you're just really looking to scratch that itch. That's pretty much it for summons. Shops, things to look for daily. So for the next couple of days, we have the beginner and the commemoration shops open. But after that, it goes to kind of a regular rotation. So like for the beginner shop, you can get Thancred shards, or the regular shop has those. So for the beginner shop, you can do beginner-only training packs, you can do tickets, you can get XP cubes, you can get all sorts of upgrade materials. A lot of these, if they cost gil, which a lot of these do, you want to grab them. I've got some extra paid Jedi or paid Visior, so I am gonna grab these because these are pretty good, especially the Rainbow Vision Spheres and the summon tickets. Very important to have. The release commemoration shop also ends in 2 days. You can get a lot of daily stuff out of here for free, especially because a lot of them are limited. So you can get Mashari, Stern shards, Gilgamesh shards. Gilgamesh shards are expensive. All of his resources, as far as shards go, cost double what everybody else does. As you can see, it's 4,000 to 2,000. So he is the most expensive character in the game to update, so keep that in mind. You definitely want to grab, like, literally all of these soldier memories and winged memories and all of these. Faint green memories are pretty good to take. The faint blue memories are for use later on higher level characters. If you have the gil to grab them once a day, you probably want to, because 25 of those is almost always a mid-grade upgrade. So instead of having to farm them down, you could just grab one. So it's not too bad, because you can always farm more money. Once per day, we've been getting an energy restorer medium, so you definitely want to grab those. You've got the Collab Shop. The Dawn and Dusk works. Now, these change depending on what the element it says. So Dawn is obviously light, Dusk is obviously shadow. Those are on Sunday. There is a schedule for these. You get every element will run through the rotation slowly, and you can buy different things in them. Usually, it's units that are specific to these elements. So like in Dark, you've got Stern, Ziza, Raryu, Little Leela. In Dawn, you've got Robhorn, Engelbert, Mashari. So if you're looking for specific shards, and you only get like a couple of them, I think these are 5 apiece. Yeah, these are 5 apiece. You can usually snag some here. Another shop to pay attention to is the Mog Shop. This is where you use all of your not resource or your not gem or gil things. So this is all your guild medals, this is all your friend medals, this is all your Shadowbringers event medals, this is all your summon medals, this is all your PvP medals, etc, etc, etc. This is where they get used. And doing the events, you should be able to get Thancred by the time you finish most of the regular missions for the events and a couple extra grinds. You can also pull him out of the Final Fantasy ticket, which has happened to a lot of people. I'll actually do one of those just to sort of show you what it looks like. And I still need to buy more Thancred. 2760. Still need to buy some more of him. I think that actually puts me at my 3rd limit break for him. It's either my 3rd or my 4th one. Oh yeah, actually, let me, before something explodes and tells me that other things are exploding. Alright, there we go. So these are your shops. So your regular shop changes daily. You can update it once a day for free. You can buy, like, faint blue memories, green memories, Alchrists, Job Azurites that you need, or Jadites. Some of these things are for equipment, like fluids. Some of them are for awakening, like the souls. You can buy also equipment and crafting recipes here, which sometimes is a good plan. None of the shards are particularly useful. You're going to use a lot of Mont shards just because if you don't have a good tank, he is probably the best serviceable one, and they really throw his stuff at you. So these are paid quest story packs. So under missions. So like when you clear Chapter 1, Scene 1, Mission 1, you get 50 Awakening and 50 Shards, or 50, what are these things called? Thoughts. Yeah, Fragment of Thoughts. So all of these aren't too bad. If you are spending money, these could be significantly worse. Mostly because these two here at the end, the Rainbow Fragment of Thoughts and the Orbs, they do not give you a ton of them unless you are really grinding out a lot of the high-end stuff. And even then, you do not get very many of them. These are required for Awakenings and end leveling up. So like, you want to pick a UR or two that you've got the resources for and go nuts, because you will not be able to do it to all of them. So you do want to take a little bit of planning. That is the shop. The guild. This is the important one. Zen Misery, me, Zenrado, and Stouthelm, and the other half of Fort Misery have started a guild. We are getting our statues up. Barracks are being taken care of. We got Mr. Old Sideways Ram here. Look at that side eye. That dude is like, I can't believe y'all motherfuckers are looking at me. I love that man. So for your guild, which you want to be in because it's free stuff, your attend matters. So today's, remember, we had 11 people checking in. There's a deadline. Yesterday's attendance. Reward details. So every 5 and then 10, it updates, so you get a little bit more. And as you level up your Serpent Stone statue, that gets higher. So like if you have 20 people and they all check in, you get 40,000 gil, 25 stones, and a story skip ticket, which pretty good for all things considered. You can also hit your gifts. So I think I've already claimed all of mine, and I shouldn't have because I didn't think about it. But once people send you things, you can hit your claim all button. When you want to send all of your guild members a guild medal, you can do that. You can also select either hard candy, which is used in the barracks, or guild medal, which you can use to just trade them in for things. If you are a leader or a sub-leader, you get a couple extra a day, depending on how many people have leveled up the statues. You want to check, like, if you're in charge, you want to check, like, your members and your requests and make sure everything's good there. Eventually, the leagues will start opening, so, like, people will donate, like, units to the pool, and you will fight other guilds for ridiculous amounts of resources. The rewards on these things are actually pretty good, but they don't have them posted in-game, so just kind of keep an eye out for it. I think ranking has them? No, just because it doesn't have any of it put up yet. Okay, so it must have been online where I was reading it. That sucks. Alright, that is it for Guild. For Duel, this is your PvP. This is your arena. You are going to pick 3 characters, and you are going to make them an AI team to run up against the other AI teams. There are unit bonuses for playing the game. So right now, the Leonis brothers, Stern and Mont, get a 100% bonus to points if you are using them. That is a massive deal. I'm not saying to go out and max out your Mont right now if you have like an angle or a better unit, but even if you lose, it tends to give you something. Your rewards are pretty good. You get a participation award, you get a daily reward, and you get a weekly reward. Your daily reward only really matters if you're kind of in the top 10,000, and even then only kind of. Like you're looking at 20,000, 10,000. Your weekly rewards are where it's at, because you get seals for equipment crafting, and you get attack crafting hammers. Again, only the top 10,000, but the rewards are pretty good. 500 gems here or there, 800 gems, and if you're in the top 50, it's 1,500. The top 10 obviously get a multi a week, which is pretty good. But unless you really dedicate time to figuring out the meta and choosing your units very carefully, like I said, I've been floating around anywhere from 26,000 to 20,000. So your rank will go up or down depending on how many you win, lose, etc. You get 5 of these a day. Or, well, not a day. They recharge after you use them. But usually you're only going to run it 2 or 3 times a day at maximum, and that's if you are paying attention to it for an extended period of time. That's pretty much it for guilds, or for arena. There's not a whole lot going on here. You can do, eventually, match battles. You can challenge your buddies and stuff like that in PvP, which is really fun. You want to keep up with your bingo challenges. Every once in a while, these get reset. You will have new challenges. You will have new line rewards. For example, we have Icebrand as the level 3 reward for this. You've got an MR Plus guaranteed summon ticket, which is a 1 of. Just keep an eye on those. Friends, something to do daily. It's just like your guild stuff. Oh, hey, we got one. We can do this. So like Zen, since the anniversary is going on, at limited time, you can send each other 20,000 gil, which is crazy good. So I'm going to take that money. And then if you want to send it, you have friends to send, but I believe I sent all of mine. You can use the button in the bottom to send all and claim all, which is the fastest way to do it. And after the commemoration and the opening is over, it goes down to 10,000 gil or 5 friend medals, which you can use in the Mog Shop. The far plane has a couple of things to pay attention to, but not necessarily things you need to do daily. It's more things you want to pay attention to. If you ever want to look at your beginner hall stuff, it's up at the top left. Your events are your dailies, so your 3 times a day grinds, your special event stuff. Multi is co-op. So you can create lobbies and play these missions with your friends. These are almost always Alchrists and Awakening Souls. There are a couple for Magicites and Awakening materials. And you can get job enhancers for the level 9 plus jobs, which are the super rare ones. So you can see a list of all the people that are running through that need it. Especially if you're looking to upgrade your characters, these are all very useful to do. Now, that's pretty much it for your dailies. There are only a couple other things, like once you start getting royal points built up, especially if you're spending money, you will eventually start getting purchasing bonuses and upgrades to your royal level. Your first level you get for free, essentially. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think they have it in here. Here it is. Okay, so you can get this one for free by clearing the first story chapter. And then you come back in here and it'll let you actually just take it, so it's not too bad. And that's how you unlock the 1.5 speed. The 2 speed is at like rank 8, which I don't really think is very necessary. It's not that much faster than 1.5, which you get for free as long as you're doing the game. So that works out. Make sure to keep checking your missions. There are 2 different sets of missions. You have your dailies and then you have your spread outs, which are for quests, your far plane events, which we don't have any right now, in-game battle events. Your events right now are just your Shadowbringers ones. So you clear like Battle 5 3 times and you get 800 Tomestones of Goetia. You clear 5 times, you get 1200. EX, you get 3,000, 6,000 for the last mission, which are pretty good. You definitely want to get down on those if you can get the levels. Plus, this event's around for another 20 days, I believe. Or, no, I think it's like 17 days. The missions just go longer than the events. You've got rewards for Awakening units. All of your training missions. This is where you are going to get the majority of your rank XP. You are going to shoot through the roof if you start qualifying these. So let's just make 10 grand. We did it. Magic. And then if you do so many of your daily challenges a day, you can open up the treasure chests, which have stuff in them. Usually it's just a little bit of upgrade resources and some Visior, but it's not too bad. At the very end, you get royal points, which add up to your royal level, so you can get slightly larger bonuses, which I showed you in the Lapis area. So that is pretty much it for this video. There's a lot to do. There are a lot of moving parts, and that is honestly my only real criticism of the game. This is a main game, unfortunately. Yes, you're going to do a lot of it on auto, but you're not going to put 15 minutes into this game and be done for the day. Like, this is an hour or a 2-hour mobile game a day, which is not for everybody. But if you're down for it, this is your checklist. These are the things you can do. You get some free summons you can do every day. You get stuff in the shop you want to check every day. Guild stuff, duel stuff, PvP, all of this stuff are things you can do every day. And none of them take an insane amount of time. It's just that added up, it is a bit of an investment. So keep that in mind. So if you like the video, leave comments, subscribe, like it, share it with your friends, show it to your grandmother, tell her I'm your best friend. I'll actually, if you want me to tell your grandmother I'm your best friend, I'll do it. So get your URs ready. Don't get too crazy on resource spending. Pick a guy you really like and go nuts. And don't get miserable.